My name is Dave Bachman. I'm the campus director for the Navigators here at Vanderbilt University. I'm also the city director for the Navigators in Nashville. My wife and I met here as students at Vanderbilt in 2001, and when we were about to graduate in 2005, we began to believe God was calling us to go on staff with the Navigators. The Navigators placed us at Colorado State University in Fort Collins, Colorado. And we spent 4 years out there getting trained and developed. But all the while, God was growing our heart for our alma mater, the campus that we had come from. We wanted to go back to Vanderbilt and start a Navigator ministry officially on the campus. I decided to make a visit to the campus before we officially moved. And I remember walking around the campus. I had not been there in several years since I graduated, and just feeling so small, so insignificant, and wondering to myself, how in the world am I going to start up a ministry here? God put faith in my heart in that moment that He was with me, that He was going to use my life, and that this was His call. This was His plan for me to come and start up this new ministry. We had prayed for just 5 people to show up for our very first meeting on campus, and only a couple people trickled in right on time. Well, over the next 15 minutes, the room filled to the brim. There was over 75 people in this room. And I remember standing up on a small table and saying, "What are you people doing here?" And I remember some of the comments from the crowd. People said, "There's not anything like this on our campus. No one else is offering this type of training." And I remember Lynette and I just being blown away and saying, "Lord, what are you doing?" We were just having such favor with students. They were, again, communicating to us the impact that this ministry was having in their lives, and they were telling their friends about it. Word was spreading, and community was building, and it was a rich time, especially in those early years. In 2011, Vanderbilt passed a policy that applied to all student organizations on campus. And in order for us to maintain and hold fast to our convictions, we felt like we could not adhere to the policy. I didn't know what was going to happen in the ministry. If we could not meet on campus, if we couldn't be a student organization, how would we continue to reach students here? It was a confusing time. About 2 years into the implication of this policy, we were called by Vanderbilt, and they said, hey, we've recognized the impact of this organization at Vanderbilt, and we no longer want to make it difficult for you to be operating and engaged on campus. But if you want to do ministry on this campus, you're going to have to change your name. You're going to have to drop the name of Vanderbilt from everything that you do. You can't say Vanderbilt and Navigators in the same sentence. That was when we changed our name to the Nashville Navigators. And little did I know that simple name change would open up our hearts for more than just Vanderbilt.
Every time we had a staff meeting, Dave would come in and he'd be like, "Okay guys, I have another email from a different campus in Nashville and they want NABS there." And it was often Belmont students asking because they had heard about what was going on at Vanderbilt. They have had a faithful following of believers who just really want to have Bible studies and they want to reach their friends. A few years after Belmont got started, we also heard from Lipscomb students who were interested and had heard from their friends what was going on. And so we had some students reach out about, hey, why could we get this started over here at Lipscomb? And then it really just kind of took off because those leaders were so passionate and ready to have something like NABS, to really read the word for what it says, to memorize it, to have it invade their lives and transform them, and then to bring it to the other men and women at Lipscomb.
That time right after you graduate from college is a very formative time. College is a very formative time, but also those few years right after college, in your early 20s. Nashville is one of those it cities. Young professionals move here because they know they want to live here even before they find a job. And so there's a unique platform for ministry among this age group here in Nashville. One of their biggest felt needs is for community. They want to get connected. They want to make friends. And as they engage with us, yes, their need for community is met, but we want to foster a hunger for following after Jesus and also making Jesus known wherever God places them, where they live, where they work, where they learn, where they play.
75% of international students who study in the United States never make it in the home of an American. And we see clearly through Scripture, God calls us as Christians to show hospitality to the nations, to bring the nations, and He calls us to go, but also to welcome the nations into our community and into our fellowship. And so we saw a unique opportunity to mobilize our collegiate students, to help them to see the need and the opportunity to build friendships with other international students.
I have been here since the beginning, 2009, and it has been so fun to see it growing and see it really feel like a movement of God in our city over the last several years. We started at the campus and we spread into the city, and I have the sense that we're just getting started. We're praying each day for more laborers to come and work here in Nashville with us. We would love to reach every campus in Nashville. We would love to be in every workplace. We'd love to be in every neighborhood, really reaching every corner of the city, that it might spread into the whole country and into the nations. And it seems like God is moving here. He's moving through open doors and opportunities and people, and it's so exciting to be a part of.
What started as a vision for one campus has become so much more than that. And we are trusting God that He will take this small thing that started years ago and grow it and expand it and multiply it. We want to be a part of reaching the nations from Nashville, Tennessee.